Hi, I'm Guy Trainin, and I'm going to be teaching you online this summer. And I wanted to make sure that I connect with you with video because it's a way for you to hear me and be able to see me and know what I look like if you've never been on campus and we haven't met yet. And on top of that, I want to connect about once a week by video, responding, summarizing, and providing some extra value. So for me, this class, Education 800, which is a class about research and inquiry, is an introduction to educational research and way thinking about research. So the goal is for you at the end of this class be able to interact with research, so find it and be able to read it thoughtfully and be critical about research, because it is important whenever we look at the research available out there to know how to be critical without dismissing, but actually thoughtful criticism that looks at methods, ways of thinking, and really thinks about the argument and whether it is a valid argument and whether we're willing to accept it. And here is where I want to separate two concepts, and one of them is lore, the things we know because we work in an area, because we've learned things along the way, but they are more based on anecdotal information or things people have told us that may or may not be based on research. And research where we have hypotheses, where we have ideas, and then we test them. And the important thing is not the hypothesis necessarily, but the fact that we test things empirically and think about whether they generalize or not. And the readings in this class are very much connecting to this concept, including a thorough or a more thorough understanding of the role that chance plays in life in general, and as a result in research, because things that we perceive as true and may have actually happened does not necessarily mean they generalize or that they happened as a series of cause and effects. They could happen just because of chance, and chance plays a big part in life and also a big part in the way we understand research. I will post, and I encourage you to have the daily discussions on time. So if you decide to post early because you're going to be gone or you're going to have other challenges in your life, I'm perfectly fine with you posting early, but you need to come back during the days. I mean, we're expecting to have discussions and respond to a few of your colleagues whenever you can, even if it's a little bit late. I have divided you on a regular basis into small groups. It's not going to be the same small groups every day, but actually we're going to change them around so you get to interact with everybody on the one hand. On the other hand, the reading load would not become overwhelming. You will work with me as an instructor and with Shuling Yang, who is a graduate student who's advanced to candidacy, and she's got a lot of knowledge about research, and she will help manage the discussions, respond, and even grade a little bit. While grading does happen in this class, it is not an emphasis for me. The important thing is to see that everybody's learning and growing from wherever you are at. Some of you are at the beginning of your journey as graduate students, others are in the middle of the journey as graduate students, and that's okay. Rely on each other, learn from each other, and of course learn from the material and learn from us. There are bigger assignments. All of the bigger assignments require some peer review, and the idea is that you get a chance to provide feedback and get feedback, and also through the interaction with somebody else's assignment, you get a much better notion of what is required, or at least what somebody else is looking at that they think is required in that assignment, and that will allow us to have a more useful assignments and more productive time spent. There's something to do almost every day, so plan your time accordingly. And again, if you're taking time off, if you're leaving for the weekend or anything else, then please make sure you do the work in advance and then respond to others when you have the time. I hope you have a great experience with us this summer, and please use Canvas or just regular email to communicate with me with any questions, concerns, or challenges that you're experiencing. This is the first time I'm running this course in Canvas, so there might be some problems, and a heads up early helps me plan and correct, not just for you but for everybody. If you ask personal questions or if you want response to a question only to you personally, I will be happy to do that. Otherwise, if you're asking a question about assignments or other things, you're very likely to get a response in an announcement, making sure that everybody hears the same information and I'm not having to answer the same question repeatedly. So please be patient with that. And thank you. I hope we will have a fantastic summer experience.